Box Watterson.
Oh, yeah.
And the Doc, who is also my audio engineer.
Yeah.
Yes. God, I'm feeling so pumped this week, fellas. There's so much I have to talk about. And something that is going to be super relevant for the entire course of this show. We've talked a lot about copyrights and copyright infringement and royalties and all these different things. We wanting to insert music into our stuff, but we can't because other people own it, and we haven't quite figured out yet how to get it for free. But that's besides the point, okay? Because I have a topic that's pertaining to this. It's something that happened to me today, this experience that I went through. I got to see firsthand why you got to do this stuff legit, and you can't just forget about copyrights. You can't do it. Today, I was at work, and I get this awesome link in my text messages. It's from my fiance. It's a 24/7 live stream of SpongeBob episodes. And naturally, I click on it, and I'm excited as shit because the only SpongeBob episodes you can find streaming anywhere are these super new ones that no one's ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've come across the holy grail of SpongeBob episodes.
The golden age of SpongeBob?
The golden age of SpongeBob episodes. Okay? And then it's a 24/7 live stream of them. I can indulge all that I like. I'm on this stream for a total of 30 seconds, and I'm like, man, I want to see if other people are as excited as I am. Naturally, I go to the live comments, and naturally, as per, I guess, YouTube regulations, the comment section is a total dumpster fire.
Oh yeah, just swastikas and all kinds of crazy shit.
You don't even know the half of it. It is so ridiculous that I started screenshotting these. It was the biggest tire fire, dumpster fire shit show I've ever seen in a comment section. And all with a SpongeBob episode that has a countdown to the Kids' Choice Awards on it, okay? So here, I'm going to read you some of my favorites. Okay, fats. That's all it says, fats. The one below it, fuck Hitler. The other one below it's a bunch of Arabic. Then lit, fuck it up.
God.
And then we're going to go to the next one. Ban this, Adolf, please.
Oh,
and then,
my God.
then there's a huge section of all these different characters, and it says Heil Hitler.
Of course.
That figures, yeah.
And then we get here. I hate you, Donald Trump. Squidward, a bitch, N-word. Fire underwater. Here's another one.
Oh my God.
Nose is dick. That's another
Squidward.
one. This is illegal. I'm peeing on my teacher.
What
Oh.
Fuck you, sup bitches. Krabs has hot ankles. And this is one of the most random ones because I don't know where this came from. Larry gonna get laid.
Yeah.
Good for Larry. Good for you, Larry.
Yeah,
Larry the lobster.
God, dude. So I start reading this and I'm laughing at these comments, and then all of a sudden it all goes blank. This video is unavailable. I got a total of 30 seconds of jubilation from this SpongeBob episode, and more. I was enjoying the comment section more than the actual SpongeBob episode. And I come to find out this live stream has been live for almost 5 days, and it's my luck that I get on the tail end of it, and I only get 30 seconds of said dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's fucking copyright for you.
Copyright. There's these fuckers that they make these algorithms that scour the internet and that scour videos, and if they hear you say they could detect fucking anything. Okay, you could be talking about seeds in your video, and if Monsanto has copyrighted the genetic code in these seeds, your freaking YouTube video is removed.
Yeah, they fucking get everything, man. Like even like little images, they have like an AI that looks at the images that are in the fucking video. And if there's like an image that's on like Google Images or something that's owned by somebody else, they'll fucking take it down.
Or if you interrupt YouTube CEO.
Yeah.
That'll get you taken down.
Oh yeah. Let's the $400 million doesn't counteract the effect of someone interrupting you. Maybe you just don't have anything interesting to say. Maybe you're long-winded and you don't get to the point.
Oh, man, interrupting, man.
Oh, anyways, something this week that it's a revelation that I had. Okay, it's a revelation of things that people do that you know. Of course, people do a lot of things that don't make sense, right? I do things that don't.
That's like the base level of humanity.
Yeah, human nature. You're gonna do things that just don't make sense. Like I'll walk into the kitchen, and I'll look into the fridge 1,500 times, even if I'm not fucking hungry, even if the fridge was completely empty. It doesn't make sense. Why am I doing this?
Or those situations where you just walk in a room and completely forgot why in the hell you walked in there.
And then as soon as you take a step out, you're like, oh
damn, that's right.
And then you take a step back and you're like, wait a minute.
Oh, I know why I walked into my bedroom. To walk back into the kitchen and look in the fridge because because I'm not hungry. Wait. But anyways, I've noticed something that people do that it shows an utter lack of looking out for their safety, should I say. Okay? I've noticed that you ever been to an elevator? You walked into a building, a nice lobby, say you're in a bank, okay? You're in like a 10-story bank or a hospital. And you walk up and the halls are always empty. And every now and then, quite frequently, actually, you'll come up to an elevator and the button will already be pushed. The up button. It'll be lit up. It'll be illuminated by the little bulb behind the plastic button, and it'll indicate to you it has been pressed.
It'll be lit.
Yeah, it'll be lit, fam.
Damn it. I had to go there. Yep, we had to go there.
And if you notice, every time somebody walks up to that, they'll press that button again. They'll press the button that's already lit. It's already indicating it's been pushed. I want to ask you something. If you don't trust that this system is technologically sound enough to where it can tell you when the button's been pushed, why the fuck would you risk your life by getting on the elevator?
Oh my God, that's so true.
So if this elevator is incapable of saying, hey, I'm on my way, then why the hell would you expect it to be capable of taking your body and elevating it?
Oh my God, that's like same thing with elevators. They have buttons on the inside that don't do anything. They just make people feel better. The closed door button, that doesn't do anything.
Do a damn thing.
It doesn't do anything.
Hey, did you know? Did you know actually people that install there's an elevator museum, okay? There's an elevator museum.
Sounds extremely interesting.
I believe it's in New York
absolutely.
City. It's in New York City, and in this elevator museum, there's this guy in there, this old man, and he knows everything about elevators. Has tons of elevator buttons, little fixtures, and he actually says that I think it's somewhere around 70% of the closed buttons, the closed elevator buttons and open elevator buttons aren't even connected.
Yeah.
They're not even connected. And the ones that are connected, they don't do anything. You know why? Because opening and closing the elevators, that is all timed on a computer.
Yeah.
Okay, you pressing close is going to fuck up the timing of it and probably shoot you through the ceiling or something.
It just makes people feel better.
Makes people feel better. And that's
I'm a little disappointed to learn that they're fake because, yeah, I mean,
you're a pusher? Yeah,
I'm a pusher. Look, here's the thing. Here's with me in elevator. I'm a large man. I don't entirely trust things to elevate me, period. I know how much I weigh. I know this thing is like, all right, dude, you're kind of straining me here. So if I see another fat guy coming to trying to get on the elevator, I'm like, no, it's gonna break. You can't get on here. I'm already enough.
Very least, I'm gonna have to get on this side and you can get on that. You want to hear?
We gotta distribute.
Hey, you gotta watch out for those elevators because there are horror stories out there, but that shit actually happens. Y'all ever been to Chicago?
No. Once.
Okay, so I've been to Chicago and I've been at the top of the Sears Tower. I've been at the top of the world, the Sears Tower. I've sat in the glass box and I've stared down and I've experienced a phenomenon that is what I'm assuming it's
vertigo.
Just, no. This is a phenomenon that is native to me.
Oh no,
it's native to me. Anytime, it's not that I'm particularly afraid of heights. Okay. I'm not afraid of heights. Only thing I'm afraid of is fear itself, okay? But when I'm up on something really tall and really high and I peer over it, it's like a lightning bolt. Hits the tip of my penis and it travels up into me.
The lightning bolt or your penis?
Both.
Mantis, I've known you for so long and like you've told me this and I still after years of knowing you. It still doesn't make sense.
Look, I'd never met another person that this happens to until I started to talk to my brother about it.
Oh no.
It happens to him too.
It's
a genetic.
It's a genetic disorder.
It's not a disorder. It's not a disorder.
What is it?
It's a disease.
It's a survival mechanism. It says, hey, my body's like a generator, okay? It's like a hydroelectric dam, okay? Whenever push comes to shove and it knows that it's go time and there's about to be a big power surge, there's about to be a huge demand for electricity, which I guess that electricity would be the electricity that makes me flap my arms and maybe fly or something. My body starts to generate more electricity. And it's like, okay, we got to get this dude ready to flap his arms so fast. We need the electric...
Fight or flight.
Yeah,
but then why does the electricity start at your penis?
That I don't know. That's... All right, I'm about to have to fight 14 fucking ninjas with my penis. I'm gonna hit them all with my penis. It's like my electro Pikachu penis.
The nunchucks. I'm gonna throw it over my shoulder and I'm gonna Bruce Lee.
It's like one of those cheap, like $2 fans. The ones that you just flip on, your dick just starts spinning around in a circle.
That's what it is. I'm getting ready to helicopter dick off the Sears Towers. What's happening? Okay, I'm charging my motors. I'm getting my engines running.
Oh my god!
But back to the elevators. Okay.
Yeah, I got a story I want to talk about elevators.
When I was in the Sears Tower, there's it's 115, 120 stories. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Google it. But it's a very, very tall building, and I can tell you this: it's a building to where it's tall enough to where if you were to be trapped in the elevator there, you'd be scared out of your mind.
Oh yeah.
So guess what? I travel up to the top. Okay. The top of the Sears Tower, and I'm on like the 70th floor. And I'm packed in here. I'm on a trip, okay, with a bunch of people. And I'm packed into this. This is a tourist destination. There's tons of people that are always going to Sears Tower. They want to go up to the top and feel the sway of the building beneath their feet, which happens. And
Nope, not for me.
And we get to the 75th floor. Elevator stops.
Oh fuck!
Stops. Dead stops. Oh. And it's not just like a slow boom. It's like an abrupt. It's like there's an earthquake or a power outage. I feel like I'm in some Hollywood blockbuster, and there's gonna be some sort of supernatural entity.
Oh, that one movie with the fucking devil.
Yeah. And it's gonna come in and it's gonna take people, and whatever happens in that movie, I can't remember. It's very forgettable, but.
I actually know what it's like, some B-rated horror movie about a devil in an elevator, and it's like an old lady or something.
Yep.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. That's off subject.
So what you would expect a devil to be in a trapped elevator because it gets hotter than the gates of fucking hell.
Hotter than a podcast studio?
Close. But anyways, we're in here. I'm in here with 30 people probably. It's ridiculous. We're nearing the weight limit. There's a few docs in here with me, and oh my god, man, we're in here for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. The guy comes over the intercom. Everybody stay calm. This is normal. This happens. We are aware that you're trapped. And actually, they didn't use the word trapped because hysteria was already breaking out.
Oh yeah.
I'm here. There's young girls. There's young boys.
We hear your inconvenience.
Yes, we're sorry we inconvenienced you. Okay,
this fucking soft terminology that they use.
Yeah. Thank you, Delta Airlines.
Yeah. Oh god. we need to reaccommodate you.
Yeah, Delta has they have a monopoly on elevating you. Okay, they're in charge of planes. They're in charge of elevators. They're in charge of those slingshot machines that are always at the carnivals that you're always sketched out to get on. If they have something to do with getting you in the air. Okay, and I can promise you're not going to enjoy the experience. So 20 minutes pass of us on this elevator. I'm suffocating at this point, and at this point, I'm wishing to pass out because everyone around me is so hysteric, screaming. There are people sobbing, openly sobbing within the first 30 seconds. 30 seconds, because everyone's already paranoid getting on an elevator. If you're going from a first story to a second story, everyone's already paranoid.
Yeah.
And anyways, we get up to the top. they open it and it's like the feeling of when you chew 5 gum. Okay, it's like the feeling of eating a York
peppermint patty.
Of eating a York peppermint patty. But then when you're up there, all of a sudden you find out that your peppermint patty was spiked with hot tamales. Okay, and there's a cold front and a warm front that I don't even want to call it a warm front. I want to call it a hellish front that just collide, okay? And they cancel each other out. And you feel the particles in the air just shimmering when these doors open with the rush of cool air.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can almost see the humidity rolling out of this fucking elevator, whatever. You can see the humidity rolling out from all the hot breath, the hot, nasty, sticky breath that we've been standing in for 20 minutes.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
That sounds awful.
I just want to touch on one more, I'd have to say I've only been on a handful of terrible elevators, but this is number one. This is absolutely number one.
Was it one of those hand crank ones where there's a guy?
I mean, I guess that would be worse.
He's sitting
With
in
the
there.
little red suit on.
Yeah.
It's just like, close the gate.
His legs are shriveled up and he's sitting on this really, really high chair and you don't know how he got up there. And he doesn't, he's mute. He doesn't communicate.
Very much.
Take me to the
Have you
third
ever
floor.
been to the St. Louis Arch?
No, I've not.
Those
Never been.
elevators. First off, it made me appreciate modern elevators. These are old elevators. I mean, they've been the things that has been built, basically. Don't quote me on that. Again, Google it. That's your job, not mine. But I swear these things, you think with all the great modern technology we have, they would have figured out a better way to get to the top of a fucking giant curve. Because right now, so basically what you have is a thing about this, a little bigger than your average household dryer that you have to get in. Now, I think I was like 13 when I went there, so I was a little smaller, but again, I'm a large man. I was a large child. I was a large teenager. I'm just large. So, and I come from a large family. So it's 3 of us, me, my mom, my dad, and some other family, normal sized people. And we're crammed in this tumble dryer. And how it works, as you imagine, you can't just go straight up in an arch. It's got a curve. So you go up just maybe a couple feet at a time. And then it stops. It's really rough. Kind of shakes you. And then the whole thing turns.
Oh, God.
And then you go up and you're straight again. And then it turns. And then it's literally tumble drying you. It's a literal fucking tumble dryer. And it's tiny and it's awful and it's terrifying. And you want to talk about a building swaying? I don't know how that motherfucker hasn't fallen over yet.
I just, at first when you were describing it, I was picturing one of those things that old people have in their home to get them up and down the steps. But that sounds like it's way more technologically advanced.
That would be better. It really would.
At least that they have seatbelts.
Just give me some stair chairs and I will be happy.
Oh, my God. That's terrifying.
It's awful. I mean, I think it's a cool experience. St. Louis was a really cool city. But, I mean, and it's an experience to go there. But, I don't know. If they have a stairs option, just take the fucking stairs.
Yeah. Look, if at any point in time you're doubting that little illuminated up button isn't functioning, maybe you should hold off on even getting on the elevator. Maybe you should skip it, take the stairs, and burn a couple calories, and keep yourself safe.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
Anyways, something else I wanted to talk about. I'm going to bring us over into my conspiracy corner. And if you remember last week, it's something you're going to hear from me often. I don't indulge in conspiracy theories often, unless it's prompted and it needs to be done. Unless I really think that there's something going on. Okay? Unless there's someone out to get me, unless my TV or my toaster or my toilet are really listening in on my conversations, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to theorize and throw out some crackpot suggestion that the NSA has dug a hole under my ground and there's a few little men in a hot box that have headphones on and a little sonar, the little dish in their hands, and that they're listening to everything I'm saying. Unless I really think that's going on, I'm not going to say anything, okay? But this is something that I know. I fucking know it. I just know. It only makes sense, okay? Have you guys ever? You guys are employed. You've been employed at multiple places.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think they really give a shit if you do drugs in some of these places?
Some of them, no, not at all.
Some of these places, there's tons of people that are on drugs there.
Yeah, most places.
Doesn't affect their jobs, okay? So, but you know, a simple piss test, okay? A simple little drug test would suffice in most cases.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been in jobs to where they're taking cotton swabs of the inside of my cheeks, like they're doing a paternity test or something. They're asking for a hair follicle. You know what? You know what these people are doing? These motherfuckers. This is all a ploy. Okay. This is all a ploy. These guys are compiling my DNA. These guys are compiling my DNA. They're taking it off to some little lab somewhere off in California somewhere, Silicon Valley, and these motherfuckers are genetically they're uploading my genetic code into some computer, and they've got a plan, man.
You're trying to make copies of Mantis.
They're making genetically identical clones of me. The United States military, I'm convinced that they're on some quest, some journey to make a super soldier, okay? The soldier of the future, the man that's gonna conquer all men, okay? The man above men.
It's like fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, everyone thinks, okay, this goes deep, okay? Everyone thinks of, when they think of the future and they think of a superior race rising up and taking over humanity, they think of robots, biomechanical beings.
Or smart monkeys.
Cyborg monkeys with little chips hanging out the side of their head, the crude brain surgery with an iPhone hanging out their ear. Okay, that's what they think of when they think of an uprising. But really, all it is it's an army. Okay, Attack of the Clones, Attack of the Me's.
Attack of the Mantis.
The Manti. The Mantmen. The Mantmen.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm a little skeptical about that shit too. Like, you know, those like DNA testing things where they can tell you your ancestry and all that stuff?
Yeah.
I won't do it.
The Animus?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Turns out I'm an assassin in a video game.
That's why I've always had this blade concealed in my arm.
It's weird. Every time I move my arm a certain way, it just comes out.
No one gives me hugs anymore.
I've poked like 3 people with it. It's a problem, really.
The red water drains out, and then all hell breaks loose.
Oh my God. But anyway, like, I'm like, I really want to do that. I want to figure out what my ancestry is, but like at the same time, I'm like, do I really want to give these people my DNA?
Yeah, because
I was thinking there's probably a way around it. There's probably a way around it in the work situation too, but you have to change your name. You have to completely fake everything about you. So if I take this little online thing and then they send me a thing to like get a spit swab, I'm going to be like, my name is Bart Simpson and I live on 123 Fake Street. And
that's what I do for websites that I don't want to sign up for.
Exactly.
I was looking at houses the other day. I was like, man, I just want to look at this house. This is a cool ass house. And it says, hey, you can create a free account. My name was he, and my last name was he ha ha ha, and then my email was ha ha he at gmail.com. Okay, I swear to God. And I logged onto this website, I looked at this house, and I was like, damn, that's a nice ass house. And then
that was the end of it.
That was the end of it. I don't remember the name of the website.
Oh my God.
So whoever's at at gmail.com is going to be pissed that they just put $150,000 offer down on a house.
Identity fraud is easier than you think.
Mr. Wow, your credit score's through the roof.
Oh my God. The studio that brought you the early, what was it, 80s country TV show, Hee Haw.
He's a CEO.
The CEO of Hee Haw.
Anyways, back to these genetic tests. You know, there's some of them you have to fill up a container of spit. Do you know that?
Yeah.
You got to just spit and spit and spit and spit and spit and spit, and they take like a pint of spit out of your mouth. If you're incapable of
one of those little like dentist vacuums.
Oh God!
Terrible sound to make into a microphone.
But anyways, you know, they can look back. You know what's crazy? Something crazy I found out. Any of you guys have allergies?
No.
Not really.
Allergic to cats, allergic to pollen.
Nope.
I mean, only like during the fall.
You know, there's evidence that suggests that allergies, in terms of if you're allergic to pollen or felines, they say that what that comes back to is Neanderthal DNA.
Yeah.
Neanderthal DNA. These inbred, big four-headed motherfuckers.
They must have been allergic to everything.
Yeah, they were so inbred that their genetics, their chromosomes messed up so much from all the mother, brother, sister intercourse that these guys have just started being allergic to tons of shit.
We're
Everything.
allergic to peanuts, even though we've never seen a peanut before. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
it's like, oh my God, man. But I mean, apparently that's where redheads come from too.
Neanderthals?
Yeah,
Wow.
apparently.
So if I don't have allergies, I wasn't a Neanderthal? Is that
I mean,
how that
you
works?
probably have some Neanderthal DNA.
I mean, I feel like
everyone does.
theoretically
Literally-
that's all where we started. So
Yeah, it goes so far back that pretty much everybody on the planet has at least some.
apparently my whole... I've heard before that my whole look I got going on, I have brown hair but a very red beard. Apparently that's like some genetic deformation. Fucking Neanderthals. It's their fault.
Anyways, let's get on. I want to get on to some mansplaining. So in mansplaining, you're going to find out unearthed facts that come deep from within our minds, within our psyche. Okay, these facts are going to be about things that you're acquainted with, things you think you know everything about. You think you're an expert, but you're not. You're not, and you're also going to get an explanation of little things in our lives that piss us off. Okay, something we think, things that require touching on. In order for a problem to be solved, the problem needs to be identified. The problem needs to be illuminated and brought to the public. Said, hey, this is fucked up. This needs to be done away with. This week, lighters, cigarette lighters, grill lighters, any sort of lighter you can think of.
What about a highlighter?
That too. but anyways, lighters. There's so many problems with these that I don't even know where to begin. For example, name one cigarette smoker that you've ever met in your life that doesn't bitch and complain constantly that their lighters are always being stolen.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Always, at every point in time, there's a lighter that's being stolen. No one ever has a lighter because someone else has their lighter, but that person doesn't have a lighter because someone else has their lighter.
So where did they go?
Where did they go? These lighters are interconnected in an interdimensional web of wormholes and loopholes to where they go into pockets and they disappear forever. They go away. And if you look at these cigarette lighters, no good comes from a cigarette lighter. If you see someone with a cigarette lighter, either A, they're about to smoke cigarettes. They're about to cancerify their lungs, if that's even a word. It
is now.
That's a good description of it. They're cancerifying it. They're fluoridating the water and they're cancerifying their lungs. and it's either that or you see these people, these crack addicts that like to peel off the little metal tabs on their lighters and they make them crack lighters. These things shoot up like 5 feet. It's a safety hazard. It's a safety hazard. These things, at any point in time, I'm surprised that there aren't more reports in the media of these cigarette lighters. You see them sitting in the sun all the time. People just throw them on their dashes of their car. How do these fucking things not explode?
I mean, apparently some of them do sometimes, but it's not a big enough explosion to do anything.
I don't leave sunscreen in the sun out of fear of this aerosol pressurized can of explode. This shit is supposed to be impervious from the sun, and I'm afraid to leave it in the sun. These people are leaving highly flammable liquid, butane in the sun. This liquid is highly pressurized. Okay? This is a gas in the form of a liquid. And it's being held together by some fucking cheap plastic.
Yeah.
Some cheap plastic. And there's no lighters. There's no lighters that are universally useful. Okay? Unless you're in the wilderness, there's no universally useful lighters. Okay? If I want to light a candle in my house, okay? If I want a one-stop shop for lighters, I don't have that option. I don't. If I buy a cigarette lighter, and I try to stick my hand in the candle jar, I get soot and black shit all over my hands.
you're gonna burn yourself.
Yeah, or you'll go up and you'll go to light the wick, and the wax starts dripping on your hand. And
Couldn't you just use a grill lighter for that?
yeah, but guess what? Grill lighters.
They're like the most impossible things to use. You gotta hold up on the thing, and even though you'll click it like 8 times, sometimes it won't work. So you gotta
that's any
hold
lighter.
it up again, and then that's another thing. Lighters just don't work.
And the thing with a grill lighter, they say you're not supposed to light cigarettes and things with grill lighters.
Why?
I don't know. It's something about the chemical composition of those or something. You're not. I read somewhere. I swear.
Oh, you might get more cancer. Is that what the problem is?
Regardless, well, I mean, you're not gonna
Overly cancerified.
Yeah, you don't want to double the cancerification process.
Cancerification.
You don't want to help it out. You don't want to assist it if any way possible. If you're going, but you're not supposed to use those. You're not supposed to use those. And also these lighters, they have a way of, not only are they a safety hazard just within themselves, but say you're going to light a grill and you start having the issues with the grill lighter, the click, 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 and it's not lighting. Well, if it's a propane grill, by the time
it's already filled up with propane,
it's filling up,
just ready to blow up in your fucking face.
Yeah, the natural gas is leaked out. There is an oversaturation of natural gas surrounding the grill. I don't know. I know it's happened to me, to where I've sat there and I'm like, man, you know what? Okay, it's windy outside. It's windy outside, and we've put a man on the moon, but we can't make a windproof lighter like a Zippo in the form of a grill lighter. So I'm gonna pull the little hood down. Pull the hood down, block the wind.
Oh no.
And there's no wind. There's no wind, and it still won't light. And then by the time it lights, I get an explosion of fire in my face. I've had my eyelashes singed off completely.
I burned off part of my eyebrow before doing that.
I've had it to where I felt like it was one of those moments when I was a kid, when I woke up with pink eye and my eyes are crusted together. But except that it's eyelashes that are scalded and burned together, and they've melted together, and I've got to peel. I feel like I'm a fucking mummy, and my eyes have been stitched together, and I've been awakened by some ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead ritual, and I have to cut my fucking
Indiana Jones is in your temple.
Yes. all because of lighter. All because we don't have the technology to make a lighter spark the first time every single time. And some of them are expensive. Some of them are like $10 for a good grill lighter.
Like the only lighters that'll work consistently, what do they call them? The butane lighters, like the ones that
torches.
Yeah, where you just click the button, and it's like.
Yeah, those things are scary as shit, though.
Yeah, they are.
I like them.
Like, you can cut open a safe with that damn thing.
Exactly.
Like any lighter like that, or like the ones you were talking about, the cheap ones where you can peel the metal back and turn it into a 5-foot flame. I don't care who you are. We're men. It's genetically programmed into us for that to appeal to our inner pyro. We were cavemen. We discovered fire. So when we have an option to make a 5-foot flame 2 feet from our face, we're like, yeah, that's a good idea.
We always take the little black thing on the back of it and like set it all the way to maximum. You're like,
yeah, but the thing is
I am creator of fire.
All the master of the elements. All of these lighters, though, these lighters that you're making in these 5-foot flames, they're not being used to do anything productive. People, they got spoons over top of them and syringes sucking the shit out of it that's melted. Okay,
Yeah.
These drug addicts are using these. And you know what? Actually, I said lighters would be good in a survival situation. No, actually, no. Even in a survival situation, I've never seen a survival show to where they're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna bring a lighter with me, flint and steel.
I'm Bear Grylls and here's my Bic.
Yeah, here, they have a flint and steel. Because what happens if a big ass grizzly bear is chasing your ass? Okay, and you got to jump in a river. You got to jump in a river and scale down a waterfall, and then you're cold, you're shivering, and you take your clothes off and you take them to dry, and it's getting dark, and you want to start a fire, and the only thing you have is this fucking Bic in your hand, and it's wet, so it's not gonna light.
yeah.
What do you? It's not even a good survival tool.
No.
It's not even a good survival tool. And,
Yeah.
and there's never a lighter around when you need one. There's never a lighter around when you need one. I've literally went as far as taking a fucking strand of dried spaghetti and holding it to my stove or shoving it in a toaster and holding it on the little coils until it catches on fire, and then I'll light a candle with it or something.
Yeah. You know, I feel like the perfect lighter was those car lighters that you plug into the thing and it gets real hot. You just pull it out and you just put the cigarette to the end of it.
That's a lighter right there.
Yeah, it's just hot.
The only thing with those, they need to be tethered. They need to be tethered to the vehicles.
There needs to be like a little bungee cord thing.
I lose those too. I've lost those too.
I've lost mine. I don't know where it is.
No any lighter in any form you can't keep up with.
No.
That's why you got to stick to the basics. You got to stick with the flint and steel. You want to smoke a cigarette, get a flint and steel.
That makes you feel like a man too. Just like, hold on.
Yeah. And look how much cooler you look if you light a cigarette or a cigar with matches. That's another thing. You can't even light a cigar with a lighter. You got matches. You're supposed to use matches. You're supposed to use matches because you hold it underneath the cigar and you puff. No, and the only windproof lighter that's out there, other than those butane, those
it's a Zippo.
Yeah, it's a Zippo. But Zippos, they leak.
That's not really a...
But they leak all over the place. You gotta refill them. They're expensive.
Yeah.
But you will never... Look, I don't smoke anymore, but I used to. Yeah, that's a habit I kicked. But I'm sorry, you can't look cooler. It's not possible to look any cooler than you do when you're like lighting something with a Zippo. You get the cool little... The tink, and everyone's just like... They hear it and they hone in on you're like... Hey, that guy's cool. He gets it. He's using a Zippo. He's a hip guy.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? If I wanted something to make tinking sounds and to look cool while playing with it, I'd get a fucking fidget spinner. Okay. So, you know what? What happens if you're in a room, crowded room, bunch of people around, maybe in a podcast studio, okay, and someone lets one rip? What's a Zippo going to do for you in that circumstance? You got a thing of matches. You can light a match.
And then the stink goes away.
Gone. Masked by the what is it? Magnesium in it?
Something like that.
Phosphorus. The phosphorus smoke. It eliminates. It negates the methane and the bacteria that you have expelled into the air. That's making everyone's life miserable. You can't do that with a Zippo.
Huh.
You can't do that with a Zippo.
But you can look cool using it.
I don't know, man. Like if you pull out a match and you're like, whoosh,
it's old fashioned. It's a throwback.
Oh yeah, you look like a badass.
I mean, you look like you got one of those strike anywhere matches. Just strike it on your bare skin, your man skin, your rough and callous skin from working at the mill, and you just strike it on there. Then you can't look more. I agree with you there. You can't look more badass than that.
You can't.
But I don't work in a mill and I don't have callous skin, so that option's out.
Jesus. Anyways,
so lighters suck.
Yeah. Anyways, lighters are just they're not all they're cracked up to be. They're not all they're cracked up to be. There's no good comes from them. There's got to be a better solution.
They disappear. They don't work.
Lighter scientists work on it.
Yeah. Find a magnetic lighter that doesn't fucking wander away.
I have a thought on that real quick. You were talking about how they're always disappearing, and I've literally known one person ever in my life on one situation that used a lighter. He bought a Bic lighter and he used it from being brand new to the time it was out of fluid. It was gone.
Well, you know what? You're the
That's
only...
a rare occasion.
Yeah, that never happens. Ever.
And you know what? Another conspiracy corner here. Maybe the fucking lighter companies are coming in and stealing them.
That's it. Big lighters.
So they have to, big lighter industries are coming in stealing your lighters, so you have to go out and buy a fucking new one.
That's why you get a 30-pack of them, and one of them, those lighters could last for 5 years. It could last fucking 5 years. I've seen them. There's just no way. You can look and see the fluid. You can say, I've used this lighter 1,000,000 times, and it's still completely filled with fluid, but they sell them in a pack of like 10, 15 lighters. That's it right there. I'm getting flustered and hot and bothered talking about these fucking lighters because I know we're nowhere close to fixing the problem. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So instead of wasting any more time talking about it, I've got something that I've got a little gift. I'm an avid thrift shopper. I'm always going around to all the different little stores around my city, driving around, checking through, seeing what other people have thrown away, have given away to these thrift shops. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
love where this is going.
Those treasures, everything's a treasure to Box. Box has a great appreciation for my gifts. He loves every gift that I've ever given him.
Don't give me any more shitty gifts.
Oh my God.
If you tuned in last week, you would have heard that I got Box a 4-foot tall Kramer versus Kramer poster.
It's more like
it's
fucking
beautiful.
7 feet.
It's
That's how it's
amazing.
And it better be on your wall whenever I come over.
It's in my car right now. I haven't taken it out.
It's gonna fade if it's in the sun.
Well,
It better be face down.
It is.
The cardboard protecting.
I'm too embarrassed to bring it in the house. I'm just like,
You should carry the Kramer versus Kramer with pride.
You do it again. You know what? If it's not in your house tonight, I'm going back and I'm buying the second poster.
No.
You're gonna have 2 of them. You're gonna have Kramer versus Kramer versus Kramer versus Kramer.
oh my God.
Anyways,
Okay.
your new gift this week.
Oh no.
Got it right here for you, buddy. Give me just a second.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, Box. Oh, you're gonna love this, buddy. Let me tell you, this is a find right here.
Why don't you give anything to Doc?
Doc, I'm not gonna look. Doc doesn't need this. You need this.
Okay. What do I need?
Oh, here. You know what? Here, I've got it in a nice little plastic bag here. I want you to reveal that and open it up for yourself. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that face.
Oh,
What a
beautiful.
wonderful look of surprise there. Oh, for those of you that can't see, it's around a 1.5 foot long and two it's around 2 foot tall. It's a leather bound binder. It's a binder, but there's no rings inside of it to hold anything. And it's completely empty. And it's the golden replicas of the United States stamps. Okay? It's supposed to be a book. It's
For avid stamp collectors. Oh my God.
That looks official. I think that is from the post office.
Absolutely.
That's from the United States Post Office, and that's where they keep their official replicas of stamps. Okay,
Golden replicas.
They're proof replicas on a gleaming surface of 22 karat gold. Okay, so that gold lettering that's on the outside, that's gold right there. That's real gold.
Except that you bought it for 60 cents.
Yeah, that's a steal. You just got
my
solid fucking
God.
gold for 60
Steal.
cents.
I know. I saw the look of disappointment when you opened it and you saw that there weren't any stamps in there. I would have been tempted to keep it for myself, but I have no use for that whatsoever as it is. And I know you'll be able to find something to do with that, a shelf to put it on. That'll be a story piece right there. That'll be
Fill it full of Kramer versus Kramer printouts.
memorabilia. Yeah, you can petition the United States Post Office to start minting these little Kramer versus Kramer postage stamps. You can have Meryl Streep right there on it. U.S. certified postage.
I can't believe you keep giving me these lame ass gifts.
You won't, but man, you know the worst
That's
part.
just ungrateful, Box.
It's worth the embarrassment of me taking this up to the counter and handing these gifts to the people at counter. I always have awful encounters with the people there. The guy. It's worth the look on your face for me to go through that. Okay, the look of just pure jubilation and joy that you get from my gifts. I take this up to the counter to check out. And the guy looks at me, and he looks down at it, and he opens it up. And he's like, this is empty, right? I was like, yeah. That's why I want it. There were 4 of these. They were 59 cents a piece. I almost got you a collection, buddy.
No.
Almost got you a collection. And
Some people collect stamps. Some people collect the things that collect stamps.
and the guy looks at me. He goes, "Do you want this? You want this wrapped up and bagged?" I'm like, no. That's just hand it to me. That's just fine. You can give it to me as is. That's fine. The person I'm giving it to will appreciate it, whether or not it's wrapped in a nice, beautiful bow, a Christmas style bow.
You know me so well. That's exactly what I would think. It's like, Oh, I love it. Oh,
You know, I'm glad.
go fuck yourself.
I'm glad. Box, this must have given you some inspiration. It's my understanding that you have some recommendations to give to us and our listeners
Yeah.
as well this week.
So I'm starting a new segment where it's called Box's Recommendations, and basically I recommend anything like movies, TV shows, books, whatever's awesome. I have, I know a thing or two.
It's kind of like it's like what is that like Oprah puts on books, like the Oprah.
Oh, exactly.
Book club.
I need
Yes,
a box.
that's
It's a
it.
box stamp of approval.
Exactly.
A box stamp club that approves.
Oh my
You can
God.
put them all in the folder.
Yes,
No, I don't need a stamp for this
For
garbage.
box stamps. That's what
that's
what
real
it is.
leather. That's real leather. Okay.
A cow died for that box.
I don't care. I eat cows. Okay. Anyway, my recommendation. Well, part of the recommending process is I have to convince you all to like it, or at least watch it, or consume it in some way. But I'm under a time limit. I got a minute to get my spiel out and to get you all to watch it.
All right, so we'll be the judge of whether or not this is an effective little thing you got going here. Whether or not you're effective at pitching these ideas. It's like the business is the elevator pitch. He's gonna give us an elevator pitch. We're the CEOs, and you're the lonely little intern who has an idea. And the only way you can think of getting this idea and bringing it to life, getting it out there, is you hop on the elevator last minute with us while we're in the Sears Tower, and you're hoping that we're in the Sears Tower and the elevator's going to stop. But
This is my elevator pitch.
But if it doesn't, then you've got a minute. Got about a minute, man.
Yeah.
We'll give you a minute of our time.
Okay.
All right. And you know what? I'll start this timer.
Okay.
All right. Go.
All right. So there's this movie called Carnosaur. It's a really shitty movie that was made with like a $10 budget.
Oh, well, I'm convinced already.
Yeah,
It's like-
I like those.
It's like Jurassic Park, but the dinosaurs are all like grown-ass men in rubber suits. And it's fucking hilarious. There's a scene where a black dude is like sitting in a chair and he's fist fighting a raptor in the face. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It is so bad, it's good.
I was
That's the kind
convinced
of
after
movie.
$10 budget dinosaur movie. Like,
So okay, there's
Where
a
can I
scene.
find it?
There's a scene where
20 seconds.
like there's a T-Rex and a forklift. They fight each other. It's so good.
you know that it just so happened that one of the guys that was producing or starring, I'm kind of cutting into your minute here, but he just happened to work in the warehouse, and he went up to his supervisor or whatever. He just begged, "Can I use one of the forklifts for the movie, please? I will give you 100 doll hairs."
So
So the movie is Carnosaur again.
So where can I
So
find
Carnosaur,
that?
so you had your minute. Where follow-up questions. Answer his first.
Okay. Where can you find it? I think it's on YouTube somewhere. You can find the whole video, like the whole movie on YouTube.
Okay, so there's the first little thing that I'm gonna call you out on there that it's free. So I got nothing to lose except my time by watching this, and this sounds even cheesier than the whole Sharknado series franchise.
Dude, it's
this
so
this
good.
is.
Well,
Did you say a T-Rex and a forklift?
yes, but one thing I want to add was specifically Carnosaur 2 is the one I meant to talk
Oh,
about.
the sequels are.
Yeah,
always-
you don't need to watch the first Carnosaur, but Carnosaur 2, that's the one that I'm talking about. I forgot to mention that, but Carnosaur 2, the sequel to the highly acclaimed Carnosaur 1.
highly acclaimed, Academy Award winning, starring Meryl Streep.
It's got some of the best scenes of, oh my, just the dinosaurs. You could see that they're like jiggling around because they're just made out of rubber.
Carnosaur 2 full movie on YouTube. Don't fucking take it down, YouTube. I will be so pissed.
Verified.
Because I watched this movie a couple years ago, and I've just been enamored with it ever since I've watched it. It's just one of those movies that's like, oh, it's just so. It's like The Room. Have you ever seen The Room?
No.
Oh,
I've heard of that. Is that the one with the what's his name?
I can't remember it.
He's got dark hair.
Yeah,
he has dark hair, and he's got like a beak nose.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen previews for that, but that movie is one of those movies that
it's so bad, it's good.
I always mistake it for another movie, and I know that it's not that other movie, so I'm disappointed. And so I don't watch it. I've never given it a chance.
The Room, you need to check that out too. But that's not part of my recommendation bit, but that's another good
So
one.
what you got next for us, Box?
Well, that's it.
That's it. Just that one's just gonna be one.
All right.
I'm just gonna do one recommendation this time.
That's fine with me. You know what? You guys be the judge on whether or not that's a worthy elevator pitch. I'll probably give it at least a skim through because
Absolutely,
Box finds the weirdest stuff on the internet, and it's usually
Fist
good.
fighting, rubber dinosaurs. Sign me up.
You had me at forklift and dinosaur.
You had me at carnivore. Anyway, yeah, that.
Whatever.
Anyways, Doc, you look like you got something for me.
Yeah, I do, Mantis. This week, I usually do the bits, the segments, whatever, life-splaining, like I did last week. This is not one of those. This is just something. It's just been weighing heavily on my soul, my existence. It's the bane of my existence. Something that just pisses me off. Oh my God. So I've had, my work history is not coated in gold.
These stamps.
The other two guys here, they can attest to that. They've seen it as I'm a millennial, so I bounced from job to job to job for a long time until I finally settled down where I'm at. So in all this time, I've gotten, it's got some benefits. I've seen a lot of different things from different corporate, situations and whatnot. And the one that sticks out the most to me is acronyms. Those stupid, out of place, they don't even make sense. Corporate virtue signaling acronyms, that are supposed to make something that you're supposed to memorize for your job just that much easier. Like kids, keep it simple, silly.
People order our patties.
Yeah, right? Poop. Just stuff like that. I can't even, at the time, anytime I try and think of it, I try and think of examples, I can't because I'm just so pissed off at the fact that they ever tried to feed me this bullshit in the first place.
There's a bubbling. It's a bubbling of blood and rage that just fills you.
Festering in my veins.
Oh.
Festering.
Oh, it makes me sick thinking about that.
I wish I could think of some
PTO.
Specific examples that I've heard of,
PTO, paid time off.
Well, no, that makes sense because I would rather say PTO than paid time off. I'm talking about the only one I keep wanting to bring up, and one they had to tone it down. The two places used the same thing. It was a call center, so a very corporate business for a couple, no names dropped, cable companies, and they're so about political correctness and, like I said, virtue signaling. Just the original saying "kiss." People have heard of it before. It's "keep it simple, stupid."
Yeah.
They can't say that. They don't call people stupid. They'll be offended in lawsuits and HR. And you can't say this. Keep it simple, silly.
Oh, no.
Damn, look, that's one acronym I could understand because it's funny because you're calling people stupid and you have to fucking ruin it by calling them silly. Fucking
You're not being frivolous. You're doing
being stupid.
Yeah, you're doing something that's ill-advised and it doesn't make sense and it's just everyone, if you say KISS and you say KISS as in an acronym, the first thing that comes to everyone's head is keep it simple, stupid. That's the first thing that comes to everyone's head. And what they're doing is they're wanting to pin you down and modify the way you're thinking. Everyone lies to each other. Everyone's blowing smoke up each other's asses. And they're showing how virtuous they are and how wonderful they are because they don't use the word stupid. It's a word that I use to articulate myself and to portray an idea to you. And you know exactly what I mean. And if I say silly, you know that really what I'm saying is stupid. Okay,
Yeah.
if I say "oh fudge," you know that
Yeah.
that
That
expression,
means fuck.
that expression, that the sentiment that I'm expressing is equal. It is equal to that of saying "fuck." Okay, it's the same
It's
exact
like in those
thing.
songs where they bleep out the curse word, the bad word, whatever
they'll
they're going to
bleep
say.
out shit, and
but
you'll
you
hear
can-
sh-
yeah, sh- like,
Yeah, and
I
they-
know what they're saying. Who are you
Exactly.
protecting there?
Yeah.
So
There's this thing called context clues, people. I
Yeah.
can read in between the lines.
So mostly all acronyms, but in particular just the corporate ones.
Yeah,
you know
the
you've heard them.
cringy.
The cringy ones. Oh, that's an awful word, cringy. But the cringy ones is just like you hear it and you're just like, really, someone. And another thing that pisses me off about it is. Do these fucking corporations have an acronym? One in particular is one of the cable companies I worked for. They had one for everything. Do they have like a literal
An acronym
department?
department. They've got
some guy that just sits in there and just comes up with okay. What I mean, it makes me wonder. Do they pick the word first? Or do they like? They have to pick the word
they
first, or else you'd have
probably.
acronyms. They're just like.
It's part of the corporate bureaucracy that goes on in there. These guys, they've got their people that literally all they do all day is they sit around making up stupid acronyms, throwing stuff at the wall, and
Seeing what sticks, I
yeah, these
guess.
people that get paid way more than you.
They get paid like $300,000 a year.
Come up with stupid stuff. It's the same thing with like they have the consultants, the people that tell you what your employees are telling you. It's more official because this person's called a consultant.
Even though you could just go ask.
And yeah, or you're not even that. You can just be in the elevator when they're 1 minute pitch. They're gonna say, hey, there's this little spot over in the corner of this factory. It keeps catching on fucking fire. maybe we should have a fire extinguisher next to it because it's on fire all the time. And sometimes we just leave it. We leave it for the next shift. The fire, we just leave it for the next shift. During shift change, it's blazing. We come in the next day, and it's still blazing. It doesn't really spread. And no one knows what the ignition source is, what the fuel source is. But I think it's dangerous. I think it's a good idea that we get it taken care of.
But we need consultants.
Yeah. But then they're whatever, buddy. All right. Then they step off the elevator. They go into their corner office, and then they page their little button. Hey, Betsy, send in my consultant, my safety consultant, please. They come in. Yeah, sir. There's a massive fire that has consumed 50% of our workforce. Maybe we should do something about that. It's like, blast it, Josephine. We need to go. Take care of it now. Do whatever you need to do. And by the way, there was some asshole annoying me on the elevator earlier, pestering me. Fire him. Toy with him. Throw him in the fire and then put the fire out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my god.
acronyms, man. Just who are they for? What's their purpose? They don't have a purpose.
It's a self pat on the back.
It's just just stop acronyming. Acronyming is now a verb.
That was a good one. Yeah, I didn't even.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that in mind from now on.
Once you pay
It's
attention,
going to ruin
to
your life. It's going to ruin your life.
Yeah,
You're going to think about it all the time.
It will
now.
become also, like I said, it's the bane of my existence. It will too become your bane.
Yes. Anyways, you have been listening to The Mantis Show with Doc and Box Watterson. You can find us on Twitter at The Mantis Show. And also check us out on SoundCloud and iTunes at soundcloud.com/The Mantis Show. See you next week.